All right, good evening and welcome to Futbol En Vivo on Club Deportes Season 2, Episode 9. We are every week on clubdeportes.com. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Futbol Austin. That's Futbol Austin. Follow Club Deportes at Club Deportes for all the latest and greatest sports news and commentary. You got to go to clubdeportes.com. I am your host, Eric McCoy, and I am joined by a man who says the only good thing about being an Austin FC fan these days is, hey, at least it beats being a Chelsea fan. It's David Alvarez.
Well, Chelsea fan, I thought the best thing about being an Austin fan was not to have Reina as a sporting director.
Well, that actually probably is the best thing about being an Austin FC fan. I think you found one better, David.
That was a better one.
The bad man is gone.
Reina no longer.
Yeah, the bad man.
I believe so. I don't know.
That's the word on the street.
Allegedly.
That's the word on the street. All right, I am also joined by a man who is wondering who the person is that's wearing the Sebastian Driussi jersey currently for Austin FC, because surely it can't be the real Sebastian Driussi. It's Jorge Chavez.
He's a shell of his old self. It's not looking good, and I have an idea why.
Okay, all right.
We'll discuss that.
We got a lot to get into.
I love your jersey, man.
That's a very nice looking
Futbol En Vivo
looking shirt there that Jorge Chavez has.
Better than mine. It lost all the
That's all the littering.
The UNICEF is gone, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Everything is Qatar.
Is that a sponsorless?
No longer UNICEF.
Is that a sponsorless jersey you have there?
Yeah, it's a traditional.
Hey, at least the Messi. The Messi's a little
Messi shirt. They won it back in Barcelona. People were asking for him in the stadium. People were asking for Messi
talk
back
about
in
that as
Barcelona.
well.
I'm sure they do want him back. Okay, we're going back to the OG Futbol En Vivo format this week. Half English, half Spanish.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to get to. So let's not waste any time. It was another difficult week for Austin FC. Appreciate you guys filling in for me last week. I was out vacationing, away from the tumultuous nature that is Austin FC these days. I got a nice week off from it, but I'm right back into it now. You got to take your time off in a time like this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Austin FC scoreless again. The good news is that they didn't give up 3 goals this time. A 0-0 draw Saturday evening at Q2 against the Vancouver Whitecaps. Jerry, do we have the starting 11? I kind of want to start with that. And then we can maybe get into the highlights if you actually have any highlights from a 0-0
So the main thing is, like, we didn't want to have Emiliano Rigoni there, right? That's when we talk about it.
Okay, we're going to get to Rigoni. I feel like that needs to be its own segment.
That's its own discussion.
That is its own discussion. Yeah. Rigoni aside, Jorge,
yes.
Anything there jump out at you positively or certainly negatively? Anything jump out to you there?
Positively, with the terrible news that we lost another defender.
Yes.
In Kolmanic for the rest of the season, torn ACL in practice. Looks like they changed to Gallagher. They put Gallagher his old position, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he played left
Started
back.
Lima at right back. I didn't see
Which is
any
natural.
I actually like that.
Yeah, I really didn't see any issues.
What happened to Kolmanic?
Yeah.
But I did like seeing Gallagher restored to the left back position.
Right.
And I'm a Nick Lima fan, so I have no problem seeing it play.
No problems at all. And so the back line looked fine. I mean, they didn't look. Soccer is soccer, so there's going to be little errors here and there. But for the most part, I thought they looked solid. They did let a couple of balls go through, a couple of bad passes that fell through. Those happen in every game, but for the most part, I felt pretty positive about that. Another thing, after the game, we asked Stuver and Josh Wolff how the new guy, I forgot his name.
Radovanovic, I believe.
And they call him Rado.
Okay, that works for me because I don't know if I said it right.
we got
I said it fast.
Yeah, we did get that little tidbit from the press conference. Rado.
Okay.
He seems to be gelling with the team. Brad Stuver said that looks like he's going to be gelled pretty well. Cascante's pretty close to coming back. So at least that's some good news.
That is good news.
For the defense.
It takes players a while to get this system down,
it does.
It seems like.
It does. And so we're looking at probably a couple weeks more till we see either one or both with some minutes. We're not starting or anything like that. So we still have Alex Ring back there. But that's really the only positive I saw,
Okay,
to be
so
honest.
in terms of negatives, I just want to highlight something.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand Gyasi Zardes has underwhelmed.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Urruti, though, I just want to bring this up because I got some numbers. I did some stat research.
Well, numbers don't lie, by the way.
The numbers do not lie. Maxi Urruti, since July 12th, 2022, he scored in 2 matches. That's it.
Yeah.
So
not much of an upgrade.
Yeah, I think ultimately the best version of this team has Gyasi Zardes as its number 9.
Yes.
And so I could stomach the attack struggling if Zardes is getting reps, if he's building chemistry with his teammates and kind of getting that system down. The best version of this team doesn't have Urruti up top. And so the alternative to Zardes right now isn't playing any better than Zardes. Yes. So I don't really understand why we're persisting with Urruti. There's a second straight match he started, and he frankly just didn't play well against LAFC. Didn't play well against Vancouver.
Yeah, right. I think we talked about last show. We talked about like how Urruti could be a good player, but coming off the bench.
I think
coming off the bench.
That is age now.
If you have the stats for every time he come off the bench, he plays.
Well, his only goal this season came as a substitute against Montreal.
He plays well in that position, and he's not a young player anymore.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of experience and a lot good pace, change of tactics a little bit when they put him in there, but really that was his bread and butter last year as well. Mm-hmm. He came off the bench much better than if he started, and so they really need to go back to that. And when we talked about this now, going on 4 or 5 weeks now,
we've been talking about that for a while.
That really. The one that should be starting is Zardes. It's just everybody around him isn't getting the ball to him.
Yeah, I think,
which is the same thing.
Because
the same guys aren't getting the ball to Urruti.
I agree. I think there's a lot of issues there. The other name I would like to point out is Owen Wolff. I'm not sure why he continues to start as well. This was, to be frank, a horror show from Owen Wolff
bad
in this match. He had just 33 touches against Vancouver. I would call this more of a 4-3-3 than a 4-2-3-1. He's playing more advanced. Of Danny Pereira. So of the midfield 3 there, you had Pereira. Pereira, I think, was excellent in this match. That is like the one positive I would say.
Yeah.
I thought he was exceptional. He had 10 passes into the final third and 11 ball recoveries. So that's
you get your
I'm ready to go. I had a week off. I'm fired up.
When you're the recipient of fouls that were yellow cards for Vancouver, that means Vancouver was noticing how well he was playing. Yeah. And he was playing very well.
I think he was great. So Pereira had 100 touches and Driussi had 51. And so Wolff well below what his fellow midfielders were doing in this match. And I'm a big fan of Jufal. I think he's looked good in his appearances.
Yes.
To me, I don't understand why we're not seeing him have a run. He was played fairly regular minutes last season for DC United. He's a little older than Wolff, a little more experienced. I like Owen Wolff. I like his versatility. I think he's 18 years old, U.S. Youth International, very bright future ahead of him. I just don't think he is a regular MLS caliber starter.
Yeah, he's not there yet.
At this stage.
He's not there yet. He plays well with other players of his same experience level. He's very good at that. But that's not what MLS is about. That's not being what a professional team is about. There's going to be better players than you that know exactly what to do against you, and that's what Vancouver did. They played around him. They made him look lost, and it was apparent because I think. I
think we have some video, don't we?
We do.
We do, David.
We do.
Well, there's
have
no goals.
video.
So there's no
What
video
about the goals?
goals.
I thought we have like a bunch of goals.
In a 0-0 draw, unfortunately, David, you're not gonna get me to goals.
We have unfortunate other video.
But what about the almost goal that Vancouver they missed that?
I don't.
Oh my God!
We're gonna get something here. Okay, but Jerry's come prepared. All right.
Yeah. So this is the.
That's
formation.
the Lord's work there, Jerry. Find highlights from this one. You really.
Because there is important highlights of this game to show how. I never seen this stadium in the halftime. There was nobody in the stands during halftime. After there was so few people.
Well, that's when you got to make a beer run, David. So.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I think that was more. People were very worried about that.
You'd have a few beers to sit.
Yeah, and una masita. Oh my God, that was little.
That was a weak shot.
Weak shot. That reminded me of Pochettino.
Yeah. Straight to the keeper.
Remember,
Your
but you
Futbol En
already
Vivo
did.
drinking game, David is taking a
That's
shot
a
at
really
Pasadena.
well taken. That was a
That
really
was-
well taken corner by Fagundes, I believe.
So
By
to
Fagundes.
me-
Fagundes took an excellent, and that was Ring got in the way
Ring
of the
got in the
goal.
way of the goal. Yeah.
What? Oh, but who was that? Oh, he totally missed. No, and both of them missed.
No, they both missed.
Urruti
They
and
both-
Ring missed so
they both
bad.
mi- they both
Oh,
missed.
Urruti with the back of the head.
Yeah.
And oh my God, that was bad. That looking.
Yeah.
I mean,
think
you can take a
I
picture.
think they have sort
I-
of probably interfered
And look at that.
visually
That
with
was a
each other.
handball. That was a
There,
clear
there was
handball.
there was a handball, but they looks
That was
like
a clear handball.
VAR looked at it and
But it was quick. It was
a
like
quick
the mano de Dios, like
check
Maradona
and nothing
type,
happened of it. And so, but if you notice here,
Oh my God! Even that was a bad pass. Who was that?
do you
That was
notice
Rigoni.
how
That was
open
Rigoni.
Rigoni was? Did you?
Oh, he missed that
notice
pass.
how open Rigoni was.
No, it was a bad pass, but it ended up being a good pass. It was that lucky.
And I know the viewers at home just
my God!
basically see. Let me
That
talk,
was-
David.
Hey.
They basically show
was-
where the ball is, but if you're in the stadium in the press box, you get to see the whole screen, and you see Rigoni by himself. Vancouver did not even worry about Rigoni. He was alone for long stretches of time.
Wow, that's not a good sign.
Oh
That's
no,
not a
that
good
was
sign.
that was a close shot. It was so close. It was so much power.
Yeah,
100
was
miles
a
an
good
hour. That was
play.
too much power.
yeah,
It
that
put
was
too
that
much
was
power.
that was very. It looked
It was
it
too
looked-
much
yeah,
power.
It
It
was
was
a very
too
dangerous
much
shot.
power.
It was a
Yeah.
very dangerous
If
shot.
anything, he hit it too hard. David.
You hit it too hard.
He just didn't spin the way he wanted it to, curve and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, is that everybody has blonde hair now? Oh my God, una masita again. I mean, that was like
I will say, Fagundes with
He was
Gallagher
Wolff.
restored to left back. I think he had one of his better matches this season until, unfortunately, he left with injury.
And it looked.
oh my
bad.
God, look at that giveaway by Gallagher.
Yeah,
That's a bad forward. He just should have. Oh my God, that was an
Yeah,
easy
that
goal.
was a pretty big
That was
let-up.
look
Yeah,
at
that
the
was-
stadium. Look at the stadium, half empty. I'm telling you, people were mad.
Where were you at, David?
Oh, I was just at a party and so
Our social butterfly.
I went to
was out partying.
I went to
Couldn't
Zucker
attend-
Park
couldn't
party,
attend the
man.
match.
Yeah, I had so much fun there.
Your birthday week, right?
Yeah, my birthday week, definitely. I mean, that was
Happy
another.
birthday to you, David.
Thank you very much. That was a weak shot again there. I mean,
Straight
Lots
to the
of
keeper.
Masitas, right?
like,
Yeah, there was
but
no
not
angle
Masita
to
by
it.
both teams, not only Austin FC. I mean, both teams are like not very good finishers. Like that was another bad one. That was they should have put it on the easy on the other post on the close post, not in the farthest away post. Look at it was a bad
Yeah,
forward.
well,
like put it here in the first
but,
post.
But Stuver was
Nah,
well
Stuber
positioned.
got it. That's like
Stuver
he's-
was well positioned.
I
So,
mean, he was well positioned, but the forward should have put it on the other side, the easy.
the closer
Yeah, the
side,
closer
the near
side, yeah. El
But-
camino más recto es el camino más corto, la línea recta.
Yeah.
Y
That
was
was
great.
Yeah,
Great
another
shot.
shot by
I wouldn't
Pereira.
say that's a great shot, but it was a good
It
shot.
was pretty good.
It was
It
good.
was
It was pretty good.
pretty.
I would put
you know,
more
good.
power in it. I would put more power because no, really, it didn't have that much power. It didn't have much space for the power. Like yes, right there, it did not have much
But
space.
based on the standards of the other shots we've witnessed here, David, I
Yeah.
would say
That's
that's
pretty
good.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
good
yeah.
velocity.
That's
It's just again.
I would hit it with my toe.
Now, not everyone can strike the ball as smoothly as David Alvarez.
That's right.
You gotta
Another
keep that in
Driussi
mind.
shot that was kind of low.
No,
and
I would have put it in
weak.
a toe with my toe. I would. I would do
And
that.
there's Pereira. Let's see who took the shot here. Oh, Rodney Redes, yeah.
Rodney Redes,
Yes.
¿cómo da ese un pase gol?
There was a Rodney Redes
Rodney
sighting.
Redes para Sardes.
He actually looked pretty good
You
in this
know?
game. He
Hey,
wasn't
you
too
guys
bad.
want Rodney Redes
Wasn't
to
too
score,
bad.
don't you?
But
Everyone does.
Oh my
but
god!
but we're
Roar
gonna
that from
but-
Q2 if Redes scores.
And
I mean,
speaking of Redes and Fagundes, unfortunately, I haven't heard, but Fagundes was injured during
Yes.
that game, and he had to be helped off the field.
yeah, did not look good.
He did, and he wasn't helped off the field to the benches. He was helped off the field to the locker room.
Yeah, not.
Looked like a groin injury.
Yeah,
have
that's what I
I think
heard.
that's what
not-
Wolff said after the match.
I have
yeah.
not
He said so.
heard anything today as far as extent,
Yeah, I
but
didn't see anything
we
on
might
Twitter.
be seeing a little bit more of Sir Rodney Redes.
Okay, well,
because
now
of
let's get into this here. Okay,
Okay.
because I don't think any of us want to see Rigoni for a while.
No,
I think that's fair. But with if Fagundes is out, I mean, does that mean we're gonna have to see Rigoni, or would you play like Finley on the right?
That might
Redis
open
on the left?
exactly. That might open up the opportunity to be forced to do a change. And if Josh Wolff really insists on starting Rigoni, put him on that side and start Finley on the right.
Finley was great on the. He actually created
the minutes once he started.
You call it last game, right?
Once he replaced Fagundes, he played really well.
Yeah,
he plays really well. He's a very, very intelligent player. Knows where to put the ball. Knows his limits. Knows what he can do, what he can't do, and he does the best with it.
I'll say the profile, Finley obviously has his limitations as a player. He's a little older, and he has his limitations. But the profile of player that he is, those direct runs in behind the defense, crosses, those cutbacks, across the face of goal. He is the only player on this team that does that. Rigoni does not do that.
He does not
do that at all.
No.
He hasn't done it at all.
And you can see the difference as soon as Finley comes on. He starts asking questions of the opposition defense that are not answered until he comes on the pitch.
Yes.
And I think he's such an important player for that reason.
Yeah, and that's why, again, and like you mentioned, we've called for it week after week after week.
We have.
Start Ethan Finley. Start him. What do they have to lose?
The thing that drives me up the wall is when Finley has featured, often he's been on the left, and I just don't think it works on the left because he can't cross on his left foot. And so he needs to be on the right. So he can cross from that right across the face of goal. That's Finley's game.
Yeah, and I think in a sense it'll help Rigoni to be on that side because it's basically a new position for him. So he's going to have to concentrate on.
And allegedly he's a two-footed player, so he should
allegedly he's a two-foot player.
He's ambidextrous. We love those guys. I love those guys.
So that could prove to be something of a hidden advantage for Fagundes to be a couple games out, probably at least, and so it's a good opportunity to play because they're going to play at the Galaxy. Who are not in a good moment. Other than they played really well against.
You think Austin FC are in a bad moment?
Galaxy.
Talk to your Galaxy fans.
Yeah, the SGs are boycotting. I mean, it's a mess over there. So
they lost el clásico, no
el tráfico.
But it was a good game.
I
did see that game. It was really good.
The second half of that.
And so, but Galaxy sort of always picks itself up for those types of
they like rivalry game.
So, but anything that comes up goes down. So I don't really see very much enthusiasm for the Galaxy to play Austin FC. They're probably going to be a little bit of a low end, but this would be a perfect time to try that.
I want to get weird with this starting 11.
All right.
And I want to get your take, David, because you're Mr. Keep Austin Weird. We know that about you.
Yeah.
So here's what I would
dancing.
Keep Austin dancing. Absolutely. I think this starting 11 that I am about to propose will get Austin dancing.
All right.
What I would do if Fagundes is out, if Fagundes is fit, I play Fagundes on the left, on the right,
all day, every day.
I would just do that. But if Fagundes is out, what I would do is I would bring Hector Jimenez into left back, move Gallagher up to left wing, play Finley at right wing, Lima at right back, and that's what I would do. I would not start Redis. I would not start Rigoni.
No, I agree with you.
I think Gallagher's shown he can play.
They got to try something. They got to try something.
We have so many tries before we made the playoff last year. The team tried so many things. Even when we made the playoff, keep trying new things. Why not?
In the playoffs, before the playoffs, it was the same starting 11 week after week.
But I think
as soon as the playoffs started, let's start.
But I think now they have to. They have to try new things.
So, which is fine. It's fine, but something that works. Nothing that they did after they clarified worked. And we're seeing now, every single game, we're trying not to see Rigoni on the field, and we see Rigoni every single game starting the game. So what can we do? I think that is a good idea. Why not to try something new?
Because I asked after the press conference, I asked Ethan Finley, what is it time to see a different starting lineup now, and kind of indirectly asking for him to be the starter opposite Rigoni. And he was a very diplomatic answer. He said, well, you earn your minutes during practice. Because he says, he and Brett Suver said, during practice, everything goes in. They are a scoring machine in practice. It's not
Are
translating.
they playing against your high school team?
I don't know.
Yeah, likely they play. Not again. I mean, yeah, likely.
It's possible.
Or any of those teams, but it's a big difference, right? When you play in practice, like so many players during practice, they don't feel the pressure that you have during the real game.
I think the pressure is getting.
I think the pressure
is getting there. Is if the players don't feel confident, they don't feel they have a confidence. They don't have a plan. I mean, they will do. They wouldn't have. They don't have many avenues to go. Like a player, if they don't have, there's no leadership there. There's no script. There is no. What we said last week. Like you need to have a script. Like with Guardiola, I mean, of course, Man City does another team, but it doesn't matter because whatever player comes in is gonna contribute to the system. Right? The city system, no matter who you play. But in this case, it doesn't work. Like we have tried, but we haven't tried. Like you're trying new ideas, right? But I think the technical team needs to try those ideas and, like, for God's sake, guys, get a script, right? We need to get a script because there's not a script. So no matter we're talking about Rudy should have been playing there, this Sardes should have been playing. At the end of the day. Is the coach is the guy that makes the team that's going to play there. He's been there for 3 years. So that's the bottom line. I mean, we need to have the script. That's the only thing I say.
So you don't think there's a script right now?
There's no script. No script. There's a party, but there's no script.
I just don't know if Josh Wolff feels the pressure to keep starting Rigoni because he's a DP. Because, and the reason I say this is because we go up the road and look at Ben Olsen's team. Our colleague, Victor Araiza from The Striker, apparently keeps asking Josh Olsen over and over and over every single press conference, why doesn't he start his DP Ferreira?
Yes, that's been a big talking point.
It's been a big talking point, and Ben Olsen's tired of it. But it's a legitimate question. And I think for us as the media, it needs to be the reverse. Why do you keep starting Rigoni if he's not producing?
Every press conference, Wolff needs to be asked that.
He does really. Honest, he really does need to be asked because eventually numbers speak for themselves. Yeah. How many goals has he scored? Yeah. How many assists has he had?
MLS play?
How many?
Zero.
How many?
Jorge,
how many plays has he been involved with on goal?
Now, I actually got some numbers on this real quick, and then we'll let you talk, David. So one of the talking points Wolff was bringing up was he's getting in good positions. He's taking good shots early in the season about Rigoni. Now, if you look at the numbers through the first 4 matches, Rigoni had 0.9 expected goals and 1.1 expected assists. So that shows he was getting into some good positions. The end result just ultimately wasn't there. But if he kept repeating those actions and getting into those spots, you could see the logic from Wolff that maybe eventually, he would find the back of the net or he would
get over the hump.
You can see that. Now, the last 3 matches, 0.1 XG, 0.2 expected assists. He's getting worse. He's getting worse. Like whatever you want to say about early, he was getting in good positions, taking good shots. That's not happening.
That's not happening anymore.
Not happening anymore.
And I think part of the reason, like I said, is to me it feels like a domino effect. And the domino effect started when we lost Cascante. Because that moved Alex Ring. It was a twofold domino effect. First of all, we got lost Cascante, and then we lost Ring to a coach's decision when they wanted to start Wolff and Pereira up front. That domino effect caused Sebastian Driussi to change his tactics. I don't think he no longer feels he has the freedom to go up front and attack because he's got these 2 young guys right next to him that he probably feels as captain. He needs to take care of them more because he doesn't have Alex Ring next to him anymore. That's going to cause a domino effect on the front 3 guys of not having that Driussi anymore. So it's causing an effect all over the field by having these two issues.
It's full of issues. The team is full of issues.
But one issue causes another issue causes another issue.
I'm actually, Driussi to this point, through 7 matches, he has just 1 goal, 1 assist in MLS play. He's played every single minute in MLS. And that is definitely below what we would expect of Driussi. But I am actually not all that worried about Driussi. No. I think it's, like you're saying, Jorge, I think it's everything around him. That is the issue, more so than Driussi himself. David, do you agree with that?
With what? With the
issue is not necessarily Driussi himself. It is all of the chaos, the team around.
It's exactly
Driussi.
right. Yeah, it's like around Driussi. I mean, as I say earlier, like it's not like every player. Like the players, they have good and bad, like everybody else, But the goal is how to get the best of every player in the field. That's the key, and we haven't seen it. That we haven't seen that in a while, and is getting very thin. Like it is getting so hard to ask people, hey, do you watch a game this weekend? Like so few people are watching. They did not want to watch
the enthusiasm starting to erode.
My son used to be an Austin FC fan. Look at you, watch the game. No, I didn't even watch the highlights.
Didn't even watch the highlights.
Like
that new club
is
shines.
Not even watching. And the other issue, of course, is Apple, right? The Apple, nobody has Apple. That makes another issue.
That could talk about a whole other
There's
issue.
so many issues going with the team, but the Apple thing is a big one. But right now, it's not the main one, but it is a huge one. But the main thing is the team. Austin FC is not there. We don't have a team. People do not believe in the team, and people don't believe anything is going to be done until the playoffs are set up.
So let me ask you. So how concerned are you guys right now? I'll start with you, David. Like, are you worried that this team might actually not make the playoffs? Do you think like we're headed towards that kind of season? Because right now, as it stands, Austin FC are in 10th place. But if you look at Austin FC have only played 7 games. Some teams have played 8. I actually sorted it on FBref.com by points per match, and if you do it by that, Austin FC are in 9th place. So that's taking into account that not every team has played the same number of games. Yeah. And this season, because MLS, man, they want everyone to join the playoffs. 9th would still get Austin FC in the play-in.
9 teams.
Yeah. So how worried are you, David, that Austin FC might actually fall below that playoff?
Well, I'm extremely worried. I gotta tell you, I'm extremely worried. The way the team has been playing, it keeps playing worse and worse every week. I mean, after the CONCACAF champions, when we lost with Violeta, that told me everything. Like after those two, that week was like it was the worst week ever. But it keeps going, and we haven't seen any improvement since then. Since we have that warning, right? Mm-hmm. The team has not done. There's no reaction. There's no changes. It's the same things. Same lineup, same excuses after the game. The only thing I gotta say good about that we have more shots on goal this time around against Vancouver. That's the only possible.
You are correct, David. It was 18 shots total, 7 on goal for Austin FC, 13 for Vancouver, 4 on target.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I was. Usually I'm not. Usually it's a correlation. We lose the game, but this time we did not lose the game because we have more shots on goal.
Let's celebrate a point at home to
that's something good.
Well, Jorge, how
celebrate
concerned?
A point?
That was some sarcasm in my voice right there. Oh. Jorge, how concerned are you about just where this season might be at? Do you think it could possibly, against all odds, lead to Austin FC missing out on the postseason?
I'd look at it differently. I do think Austin FC is going to make the playoffs, but that's it. And they do not look like a dominant team. Will
they be in the play-in game?
They look like they no. Once they get into the play-in game, they're done.
Okay, so you don't think they'll be a top 7 team?
No.
You think they'll be in that 8 or 9?
No, it's not looking good because again, I think the biggest mistake that was made is benching Alex Ring. He's your DP. Mm-hmm. He's basically the second captain to Driussi. Basically, they formed a really quick partnership starting in the first season. Mm-hmm. And then in the second season, it was the results of that. Mm-hmm. And to just kill it for this season I don't know, I don't want to say nepotism, but to put your kid in front of 10-year veteran.
There's a lot of people that will say nepotism if you won't, Jorge.
I won't in the sense because Wolff, he's a good player. Yeah. But he's not, like we just talked earlier.
It's not as good.
He's not in the professional level yet.
It's getting there.
You can't tell me that he is better at that position than Alex Ring is, especially if the confidence that it gives Driussi next to him. Again, like I said, that'll give the confidence for him to move forward, and that he'll pass it away to all sorts of people. And that's why Rigoni isn't getting his opportunities, because he seems to be taking over the position Driussi did last year, and he is not even close to what Driussi was last year. Man. He's not producing, and so that tends to it tends to affect everybody else. And I think if they don't put Alex Ring back in the midfield, right next to Driussi, we can wait a couple of games until the center backs get healthy and get good, so we can move him out of that backfield into the midfield. But if that doesn't happen, I don't see.
Hey, I think, guys, I need to have some assistant coaches right now because you guys are good. I think it's like that will solve all the problems.
Would you expect any less from Futbol En Vivo?
Assistant coaches,
would you expect any less? Okay, I think we're about at the transition time over into to the Spanish app. Just before I go, I want to say two things real quick. My prediction for the Galaxy match, I hate to be a pessimist. I think the Galaxy get their first win. 2-1 Galaxy over Austin FC. Hate to say it, but I think that's where the season's headed right now. And then also, I want to give credit where credit is due. Mr. David Alvarez, a couple weeks on this very program, you predicted Manchester City would win the Premier League. Jorge and I each said Arsenal.
We laughed.
And we laughed. It wasn't just that we said Arsenal would win.
We laughed.
We laughed. We laughed at you because you said City would make up that. At the time, it was a rather sizable
points
points
far.
gap.
It was still far.
And now Arsenal,
we would formally like to apologize.
we made those predictions. So there goes City again.
We are so sorry, David.
So, thank you, guys.
Sorry for doubting you. May we never doubt your wisdom again.
No, especially now the Champions League coming up too. So, but that's my prediction.
Do you accept our apology?
You accept our apology.
I accept the apologies. Thank you very much. But definitely, Manchester City is going to win the Premier and the Champions League. Okay. That's what my prediction was. I don't know. That was my prediction, but I'm not going to change it.
I will say, not exactly going out on a limb making those predictions. But hey.
Well, last year I predicted the MLS to last 4.
You did.
That is true.
You did indeed.
That is true.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and
the World Cup
stage
winner and loser.
I'm
by penalty kicks.
Next time I go to Tahoe, I'm taking you with me. So you can see it. All right, you guys have a good second half of the show.
Sure.
All right. Bueno. Bienvenidos a una nueva edición de Fútbol en Vivo aquí directamente desde Austin, Texas.
Sí.
¿Qué tal? La transición más rápida del mundo.
Sí, de inglés a español.
La idea en realidad del programa es tenerlo así. Yo soy David Álvarez y Jorge Chávez con nosotros con la camisa de
Fútbol en Vivo. Sí.
Así que todos la pueden comprar. No, todavía no se puede comprar, pero bueno.
Es solo para el staff.
Sí, pero vamos, ya estamos en Instagram, activos en Instagram. Es Fútbol en Vivo ATX para todos nuestros amigos que nos siguen en el mundo, el fútbol del centro de Texas y el fútbol del mundo aquí directamente desde la capital del estado de Texas. Donde tenemos a uno de los mejores equipos de fútbol del mundo, dicen. Austin FC.
Pues por lo menos en la segunda división.
Bueno, no hay segunda división.
Porque los muchachos de Austin FC 2 no han perdido ningún partido. Así que
no han perdido ningún partido, no. Mucho fútbol en la ciudad, Jorge.
Mucho fútbol.
Este fin de semana tuvimos campeones de el high school. Jugó los partidos estatales, State Championship, se jugaron esta semana. Dripping Spring jugó el año pasado, ganaron en 5A. Y este año subieron a 6A y llegaron a la final. A la final con un equipo me parece de Houston que fue que ganó. El 6A. Así que muy bien por el equipo de Austin, Dripping Spring. Yo jugué contra ese equipo al principio de año y no se veían tan bien. Pero mira cómo le fue. Una vez que llegaron a los playoffs, no los paraba nadie. O sea, tenían una mentalidad ganadora ya de antes del año pasado. Entonces, esa mentalidad, ojalá pudiéramos transmitir a más jugadores aquí en la ciudad de Austin, porque realmente Austin se ve que hay talento en la ciudad.
Sí,
hay mucho talento. ¿Y por qué ese talento no
se
está?
nota por el éxito que ha tenido Austin FC, las academias de Austin FC. Está la Academia de Barcelona aquí.
Sí.
Los muchachos de Lone Star. Esa organización, excelente organización de Lone Star FC. Tanto para los chicos y las chicas.
Pero también lo que te puedo decir, no solamente los club soccer, bueno, hay como una discusión por ahí, porque también hay mucho high school soccer, que ahora también está el club soccer, que a veces como el problema, por ejemplo, que muchos jugadores de Austin FC no pueden jugar en high school soccer. Sí. Entonces se convierte también en un problema, porque no pueden desarrollar a esos chicos en high school, no lo están prohibido que jueguen en high school porque están con Austin FC.
Porque son Austin FC.
Entonces, hay cosas que hay que mejorar.
Pero hay diferentes maneras de cómo...
de que hay talento, hay talento.
De que hay talento de demostrar.
De que hay talento, hay talento. Lo que pasa es cómo atraemos ese talento y cómo ese talento puede, como vimos con Filadelfia, ¿no? Un equipo que el año pasado contamos la mitad de los jugadores venían de la cantera. Sí. La mitad de Filadelfia Union venía de la cantera, pero...
Y también no hay que desquitar el trabajo que ha hecho FC Dallas también. Muchos han producido muchos profesionales que ahora están por todas partes del mundo.
Pepi,
uno de Kenny. Y hablando de Pepi, quería mencionarlo también. Mis saludos a los high schools del Paso, que dos estuvieron en el Final Four aquí en Georgetown, jugaron. Sanelli perdió en su partido. De San Elizario y Bel Air también del Paso. Llegaron a la final, pero perdieron también en
un equipo de Dallas.
Un equipo de Dallas. Era el primer partido que perdieron en toda la temporada. Así que donde hay talento, hay talento.
Sí.
Tanto aquí como en el Paso. Por eso FC Dallas tiene el crecimiento que tiene, porque el Paso parece que es como su zona de influencia.
No, y es cierto, hay varios, pero honestamente hay una fuerte zona de Dallas, muy fuerte todos los años.
Sí.
Houston, sobre todo los suburbios de Houston.
Sí.
Y Austin últimamente, hemos tenido todos los años, Austin ha tenido, Lake Travis ganó el año pasado 6A, Ripple Spring ganó 5A, imagínate, 2 equipos de Austin ganaron el año pasado, así que Austin se está convirtiendo en un centro. Antes no era así, muy difícil que Austin, pero sí, ahora es el centro de Austin se está convirtiendo en un poder. A pesar de que no existen muy pocos entrenadores. Existen muy pocos entrenadores que sepan de fútbol, La mayoría de los entrenadores de high school son entrenadores de fútbol americano.
Sí.
O de béisbol. Y así todo, muchos de estos equipos son capaces de llegar a estas instancias finales.
Pues esperemos que los distritos escolares pongan un poquito más esfuerzo, más dinero.
Bueno, no sé si no creo que es los escolares, yo creo que está pasando algo interesante, porque las escuelas de Charter School no participaron este año en el UIL, tuvieron su propio torneo de Charter School y el año pasado llegaron muy lejos en el torneo de UIL. Y este año también esta semana fueron las finales, no sé cómo le fue a Idea Montópolis, pero Idea Montópolis todos los años llega a las finales. Idea Montópolis aquí, así que hay que pensar no solamente en la public school, también Charter School tiene talento aquí en la ciudad de Austin.
Pues
no sé cuál pasó con el resultado.
Esperemos que la atención debida se les dé a los dos. Ahora con Austin FC aquí en la ciudad, quizás va a haber un poquito más oportunidades, más workshops para entrenar a entrenadores de parte del equipo y pues esperemos que todo suceda. Y hablando de Austin FC.
Hablando de Austin FC, pues ya quería cambiar de tema.
Yo alcancé a ir al partido. Tú estabas ocupado.
Estaba ocupado. No. Bueno, como todos saben, no todos saben, porque pregunté el día, ¿quién fue al partido este fin de semana? Nadie. Generalmente uno o dos de mis estudiantes me dicen, no, yo fui al partido, profe. Pero el entusiasmo no está ahí.
No está ahí.
No está ahí. Es preocupante ver que muchos jugadores, muchos fanáticos del fútbol están, dos cosas me pasaron este fin de semana. Un fan me dijo, mira, ¿sabes qué? Para mí lo más importante es que no entiendo por qué el señor Reina todavía es parte del equipo.
Pues,
me pareció extraño, esa una respuesta extraña, pero me parece que hay gente que piensa así, que dice, no, they should have let them go a long time ago, but ya se fue.
Ya no está envuelto.
No está envuelto, eso
ya
no es...
Técnicamente esa...
Sí, pero la otra excusa era el que no podía ver los partidos porque no tenía Apple TV.
Sí, ese es otro tema que por ahí leí un artículo hablando de que tenía un pronóstico, Apple TV, tenía un pronóstico de ciertas cantidades de suscripciones, nomás alcanzaron el 40% de esas suscripciones.
El gol, entonces tenían un gol de 50,
digamos, no sé, 100,000 suscripciones, solo alcanzaron 40,000. Así que, está... es un problema. Yo creo que no anticipaban más atención, pero eso es independientemente de los problemas locales con el equipo de Austin FC, porque los hemos platicado ya semana tras semana tras semana y siguen los problemas. Ya van 4 partidos, si no me equivoco, 4 partidos que no ha anotado gol Austin FC.
4 goles. No, y yo creo que lo dijimos bastante en la parte de inglés, cuando yo creo que los invitamos a todos a escuchar nuestra parte en inglés para que practiquen su
bilingüalidad.
Lo bilingüe, pero básicamente tú lo has dicho correctamente, ¿no? El equipo no da para más, no hay incentivo, la gente no quiere ir al estadio. Muchas personas ya no quieren ir al estadio porque ya saben lo que va a pasar.
Sí,
no va a pasar nada.
Sí, porque con todo respeto a los defensores de Austin FC, han jugado excelentemente.
Ajá.
Si podemos ver un lado fuerte del equipo, es su defensa. Sí jugaron mal contra el AFC, pero todos juegan mal contra el AFC, así que... Y además tenían a Buanga, así que fue un partido
un poquito lo que
pero sí juegan bien defensivamente.
No, sí que juegan.
Pero tarde o temprano se tienen que cansar.
No, pero mira, para mí hay un montón de errores, partiendo por dejar salir a Romaña, ¿no? Que Romaña para mí era el mejor en esa posición, mejor que Cascante. Para mí, personalmente. Cuando lo
creo que se
están
lamentando, especialmente ahora, de haber dejado ir a Romaña.
Y no se fue, estaba a préstamo. Pues supuestamente estaba a préstamo porque no estaba en buen estado físico, pero cuando se fue, dijo,
pero todos los que tienen ahorita se están quebrando.
Exacto.
Pues, ¿qué importa?
Entonces, por eso se fue Romaña, pero Romaña era el único el primer año, el único que le ponía ganas. Cuando íbamos perdiendo 3-0 todos los partidos, todo atrás, menos él. Romaña es el único que se llevaba el equipo encima.
Y a lo mejor es por eso que se lastimaba, porque estaba haciendo demasiado esfuerzo.
A Romaña, mira, si Romaña es un gigante, es un monstruo. Tú lo ves en la cancha y te da miedo. A mí me da miedo cuando lo veo, es un gigante con una pata de este
Era un espécimen físico que no lo podían mover. Era una roca.
Y es exactamente lo que no tenemos altura, nos ganan por altura, nos ganan por arriba todos los partidos.
Yo creo que
no sabemos, el equipo no sabe ni tirar córner.
Y es que lo que pasa es que desafortunadamente tienen a Alex Ring ahí como defensa central. No es su posición, pero tampoco, no está muy alto, no es muy atlético.
Pero también no pueden tenerlo de tirar de tiro libre. Estaba tirando tiro libre por la izquierda. En el lado y está tirando tiro libre de la zurda.
O sea, si
lo van a tener un derecho a tirar tiros libres de la zurda.
Si lo van a tener de defensiva, ¿para qué lo tienen jugando, echando tiros de esquina? Pónganlo de regreso a la...
hemos platicado eso al rebote, ni al rebote porque perdió.
En chino lo hemos platicado. Necesitamos a Alex Ring como mediocampista al lado de Driussi.
Así es.
Sí le preguntamos durante la conferencia de prensa a Stuber y a Josh Wolff que cuánto le falta a Cascante regresar, cuánto le falta al nuevo jugador que le llaman Rado, que es de Serbia, creo. Le falta un poquito, unas par de semanas más para que se aclimaticen. Así que hasta entonces no vamos a tener a Alex Ring disponible. No. Pero una vez que ya estén establecidos la línea defensiva, ¿no crees que necesita poner a Alex Ring de regreso al mediocampista?
Sí, lo tenemos que poner de mediocampista, por eso decía, como que no quería repetir lo que como que dijimos en la parte en inglés. Sí. Porque realmente el gran problema del equipo de Austin FC, como te decía, hablamos un poco qué es lo que le falta al equipo. Lo dijimos la semana pasada, ese era el starting 11 que hablamos, hablamos que no queríamos a número 7 en ese listo. ¿Te acuerdas? Hablamos todo el partido que no queríamos a número 7, pero no nos hicieron caso. Y pusieron a Urruti, un jugador que no puede jugar los 90 minutos. Un jugador que ya está un poquito viejito, es muy bueno, pero es un jugador que tiene que entrar de recambio. Entra en el segundo tiempo, no puedes ponerlo al primer tiempo. Lo tuvimos en el partido contra el Baile.
Sí. Lo que me gusta de Urruti es que tiene mucha fuerza. Es muy...
sí, pero no lo vas a
tiene
poner...
Tiene mucha pelea.
No hay duda.
Pero no está para jugar de titular ahorita.
Oye, no, yo acabo de cumplir años y ya me siento viejísimo. No puedo ni caminar. No, el tiempo no pasa en vano.
Tampoco estamos diciendo que Zardes es un jovenazo.
No,
tampoco,
pero yo prefiero...
Pero está más
yo prefiero a Urruti como un hombre de recambio, definitivamente. ¿Sí? Es la clave, y tener un recambio atrás, pero básicamente el recambio necesita estar en la dirección técnica. Podemos seguir hablando de cada uno de los jugadores como lo hicimos en la parte en español.
Ellos nos empiezan.
The bottom line here es que el equipo, como dijimos la semana pasada, no tiene un libreto, no existe libreto, no hay goles. El entrenador no tiene goles de parte del dirección, no hay una dirección técnica. Reina se fue, al parecer no hay nadie más. Y el dueño del equipo, Precourt, obviamente que no le tiene goles, no tiene metas para el entrenador. Porque una meta hubiese sido la Conca Champions, otra meta la Copa Texas, otra meta hasta cuándo vas a llegar, en qué posición estás para llegar a los playoffs. Pero no, aquí no hay metas, no hay ninguna meta. Tú puedes seguir cometiendo todos los errores toda la semana y no importa, porque vas a seguir entrenando hasta que lleguen los playoffs y capaz que metas a los playoffs y ya vas a seguir jugando con el aval de que el año pasado llegaste al championship de la conferencia.
Porque,
¿sí o no? Ese es el bottom line.
Porque este equipo no está hecho para ir lejos en los playoffs. Simplemente no está ahí. Que alcance en los playoffs, puede que sí. Porque ahora están dejando a todos y su tío a entrar.
Ojalá.
Los primeros 9 lugares de cada conferencia están clasifica para
casi todos clasifican.
Así que
hay que ser los 10 más malos. Los más malos no clasifican.
Por más malo que sea, probablemente vaya a calificar. Pero como dices tú, no hay un plan porque ponle que han estado jugando mal, no van a llegar al tercero, cuarto, quinto lugar o al segundo lugar, mucho menos primer lugar. Pero tienen que mostrar que tienen una capacidad para ganarle al equipo que está enfrente de ellos. Y no hay ese libreto, como dices.
No hay libreto, y como decíamos antes, los jugadores hacen goles durante el entrenamiento, pero el día día sábado, el día domingo, en Q2 Stadium se le mojan los colchones y no pasa nada.
Sí.
No pasa nada.
Y por eso...
Y no pasa nada con el director técnico tampoco, no pasa nada con él. Todo tranquilo.
No parece que haya muchas consecuencias.
No hay consecuencias, tú lo has dicho.
No hay consecuencias.
Y como decíamos, hay pero así todos me contaron que los jugadores pueden ir a la fiesta el día domingo. No sé. Por ahí
pues es su día libre, pueden hacer
tú lo has dicho. Cuando tú lo has dicho. Tú lo has dicho, es su día libre, pueden hacer lo que quieran. Y lo dijo el otro día Ancelotti, le dijo a Real Madrid después de que ganaron la Champions League a Chelsea, le dijeron: guys, you can have a free day tomorrow. But estás ganando la Champions League. No estás aquí perdiendo o empatando un partido en Q2 Stadium.
Esa es la gran diferencia.
Entonces, es la cosa que decíamos, aquí hay rumba, pero ¿qué es lo que falta?
Rumbo.
No hay rumbo. No hay rumbo, pero hay rumba.
Sí, hemos platicado.
Así lo dijimos. Aquí no hay rumbo, pero hay rumba. Está bien. Pero no podemos estar así. No podemos seguir. Un equipo no puede ser... está bien que la gente se vaya de rumba cuando quieran. Está bien, no hay problema. Pero el problema es cuando no hay rumbo. Cuando no tenemos ningún sur o norte. No hay... Cuando tiramos los tiros libres, o cuando tiramos los corners del otro lado, o cuando tiramos al final de los partidos con The Violet SC, los partidos tirando los corners, tocando la pelota en vez de tirarlo al centro, los últimos 3 corners de ese partido.
No hay precisión.
40 tiros al arco, 30, es una cosa increíble. O sea, aquí hay algo que hacer. Si alguien no hace algo, vamos a seguir hablando lo mismo que hablamos las últimas 5 semanas, frustrado, tratando de dar ideas, tratando de ser positivo. Pero ya, yo creo que hemos llegado a un límite. Hemos llegado a un límite, porque si no ya...
Y deja eso, hablemos de lo que sucedió durante el partido. Aparentemente, Diego Fagundes se lastimó durante el partido. Uh-huh. Tanto así que tuvo que ser cargado por los asistentes hacia los vestidores. Parece que se lastimó algo severamente porque puede que pierda unos 2 o 3 partidos más. Eso complica más. Si de por sí no tenían de dónde sacar goles, ahora tienen una persona menos. ¿Cómo crees que eso va a afectar ahora la mentalidad
No debería afectarle. Como decíamos, no puedes comparar a Manchester City con Austin FC, pero hay equipos que no les afecta. Hay equipos que están participando. Porque todos los jugadores ya saben cuál es el script, todos saben cuál es el rumbo, cuál es el libreto. Pero aquí no hay libreto.
Por eso, porque no hay libreto.
No son los jugadores.
Ahora ¿qué hacen?
No hay libreto, para allá. Es como el day to day. No es un proyecto de un año, no es un proyecto de largo plazo. No, es un proyecto de fin de semana.
Y es que creo que regresamos al mismo problema que hubo en el primer año de Austin FC. Quizás Josh Wolff tiene una idea de cómo quiere jugar.
En esa época del 4-3-3, ¿te acuerdas? Sí, el famoso 4-3-3.
Pero el año pasado como que obtuvo más los jugadores que estaban dispuestos a jugar, sabían su libreto.
Pero el año pasado estaba Sebastián Driussi. Esa es la gran diferencia.
Pero ahora el libreto no ha cambiado. Yo no estoy completamente de desacuerdo. Sí hay libreto, pero no hay jugadores que lo llenen. Que llenen los papeles. No hay jugadores que llenen los papeles.
Pero lo que pasa es que esa es la idea.
Y los jugadores que el libreto del año pasado sí estaban produciendo, ya no están en la misma posición. Alex Ring, ¿qué está haciendo de defensa?
Pero eso, entonces te estás contradiciendo, porque estás diciendo que sí hay jugadores, porque son los mismos jugadores del año pasado que llegaron a ese nivel.
Pero no están en la misma posición.
Entonces sí hay jugadores. ¿Cuál es el problema?
Que no lo están poniendo en el lugar donde deben.
Ya, hay que ser directos.
Y los que sí están ahí llenando su papel.
Es cosa de manejar el partido. Y la cuestión es ponerle presión al equipo. Yo creo que los verdes, toda la gente tiene que... ¿Viste lo que pasó con Chelsea?
Sí.
¿Viste cómo están poniendo presión ya?
Más cerca aquí, lo que está pasando con los Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Están poniendo mucha presión en el director técnico.
¡Uy! Y casi se nos olvida hablar un poquito de lo más importante
lo más importante
que habíamos predecido que en la Liga Premier.
Sí. Vamos a cambiar de tema. Vamos a hablar de Premier League. Sí. Y como ustedes están viendo en la pantalla, hace unas par de semanas atrás.
Sí, un par de semanas.
Estaba Arsenal como unos 11 puntos arriba.
11 puntos, sí.
Y ahora están solo a 4.
A 4 puntos con un partido menos.
1000 disculpas, David, porque yo dudé que iba a ser una carrera cerca. Yo pensé que Arsenal se lo iba a llevar.
Iba a ser una carrera, esa es una con final fotográfica.
Totalmente equivocado.
Y dijimos que en realidad el schedule que tenía Manchester City no era tan difícil como el de Arsenal. Y Arsenal todavía tiene un partido menos y tiene que jugar con Manchester City.
En Manchester City, si no me equivoco.
Sí, en Manchester. Va a estar duro. Yo creo que Arteta tiene que sacar lo mejor de sí y tener ese equipo, porque eso es lo que está fallando, ¿no? Como que le falta la profundidad que tiene el equipo de Manchester City en la banca. Esa profundidad no la tiene Arsenal.
Porque Jerry, ¿puedes poner la gráfica otra vez enfrente? Los 4 andales.
Yeah.
Entonces, Arsenal tiene un partido por encima de los de Man City, Man United y Newcastle.
Sí.
Juegan 38, así que les faltan entre 8 y 7 partidos más.
Sí.
Yo creo que Arsenal, si quiere realmente poner presión, necesita ganar por lo menos 3 de esos partidos. Por lo menos 3 para apretar un poquito.
Pero, y ahí está.
Pero
ve como Manchester City está en una racha de 5 partidos ganados y Arsenal 2 partidos empates.
Que estaban ganando, por cierto.
Estaban. Y ahí
Estaban
en el
ganando
último momento, pero tiene que ver la pelea. Y hasta ahora el Liverpool por lo menos tiene posibilidad ahora de tener una posición de Champions con la victoria que tuvo sobre el Leeds hoy día de 6-1.
6-1. Increíble.
Así que, pero va a seguir la pelea. Newcastle and Brighton. Brighton, qué equipazo, ¿no? Lleno de sudamericanos. Un jugador sudamericano paraguayo que hace un golazo, un chico de 19 años, ¿no?
Sí.
Que le hace el gol ¿a quién le hizo el gol? Fue Chelsea.
Fue a Chelsea.
Oh, no.
Chelsea
No.
se ha destrozado ese equipo, pero...
pero lo siento, pues no hablemos de Chelsea porque...
¿Para qué?
No, pero todavía hay esperanza. Hay esperanza porque mañana Chelsea juega contra Real Madrid en la Champions League.
¿Pero para qué? O sea...
¡Oh! No me digas que no tienes esperanza.
No tiene ninguna
no hay ninguna esperanza.
No, están 2-0 en global.
¿Ya?
No, hombre, no puede ni anotar en contra los
Pero igual va
Pulisic.
Pulisic lo ponen de partida. Puede hacer un gol.
Sí, puede hacer un gol, pero ya es muy
¿No crees en Lampard?
Es muy poco. No creo en Lampard. No
o sea, crees menos en Chelsea, crees más en Austin FC que en
pues,
Chelsea.
Ni uno ni el otro. Por este momento no están... No me convence ni uno de los dos.
No, para nada.
Y pues desafortunadamente así es el fútbol.
Así es el fútbol. ¿Tienes algunas predicciones para el partido de la Champions esta semana? Bueno, aparte del partido de Chelsea, que no lo ves muy bien, Real Madrid entonces se enfrentaría en la semifinal contra Barcelona. ¡Contra Manchester City!
Manchester va a ser, yo creo que va a ser un partido muy entretenido. Sí. El de Barcelona-Man City.
No. City. City Bayern Múnich.
Sí, ese.
Tuchel y
Bayern Múnich no es el Bayern Múnich de antes.
No, y tiene las peleas internas, Sadio Sane, con pero Tuchel
nuevo.
Pero el mismo entrenador nuevo sacó campeón a Chelsea con los mismos jugadores que tenía Lampard.
Eso sí.
Los mismos jugadores que tenía Lampard los sacó campeón.
Pero Man City es Man City.
No, Man City es Guardiola en Man City.
Y como hemos platicado todo este partido, él tiene un script que no ha cambiado en 10 años. Mismas tácticas, nomás nuevos jugadores.
Y aprenden.
Mejores jugadores.
Y mejores y más jóvenes.
Más jóvenes, aprenden las
más grandes.
Más altos.
Y eso es uno que también se da cuenta, la altura de los jugadores que juegan en la Champions League.
Es impresionante.
Manchester City contra Bayern Múnich. Promedio, 6-2, 6-3, más o menos.
Sí.
¿Cuál es el promedio de Austin FC?
Puro chaparrero.
Puro chaparrito,
el más alto es Leo Weiss, que está, por cierto, jugando muy bien. Sí. Creo que fue una excelente contratación en ese sentido. Pero sin Leo Weiss, quién sabe dónde andaría.
Y por ahí nos hacen, la mayoría de los goles son de pelota muerta, son de pelota parada, los goles que nos hacen, los muchos corners, así que... pero bueno, eso es un ejemplo de lo que necesita. También se están jugando el sub-17, el hexagonal, para llegar al Mundial sub-17 en Sudamérica, y obviamente los mejores equipos, Brasil, Argentina, Ecuador está de puntero. Y Ecuador está demostrando por qué tiene tan gran equipo, porque yo creo que van primero en la clasificación.
Van primero, sí. O sea, están en un buen momento.
Están en un buen momento y estoy comparando yo que el nivel de Estados Unidos y de México está mejor que el nivel de Chile, Colombia. Colombia quedó eliminado. Colombia eliminado.
Que por cierto van a jugar este miércoles el nuevo clásico. Un nombre le están inventando al partido entre México y Estados Unidos.
¿México-Estados Unidos?
Que van a jugar un partido anualmente. El miércoles. Van a jugar un partido porque ni México, ni Estados Unidos, ni Canadá necesitan calificar. Ya están calificados para el próximo mundial.
O sea, un partido
necesita partidos competitivos. Entonces, la primera edición de esos partidos va a poner a México contra el eterno rival Estados Unidos. Así que para el próximo año quizás van a invitar a una Argentina o un Brasil, así por el estilo, para
Para ganar
tener
plata, para ganar dinero.
Para ganar dinero.
Para ganar
más que
dinero.
nada.
Ah.
Dice que es para competencia. No, por favor.
Se tienen que preparar para la Copa América.
Son puros jugadores de Liga MX contra jugadores de MLS.
Ya.
Porque como no cae en
fecha FIFA, no puede entrar a todo.
No están
entonces nadie vaya al partido.
Pues básicamente va a ser equipo B contra equipo
Porque,
B.
imagínate, todo el equipo de Estados Unidos juega en Europa. El 90% del equipo de Estados Unidos juega en Europa.
Eso sí.
No sé, ¿en México? ¿Cuántos juegan en Europa? ¿El
como-
20%, 30%?
Como más o menos,
No,
como unos 6
sí.
o 7
Y
titulares.
uno de los jugadores mexicanos lo dijo ayer, ¿no? Dijo eso, que sí, Estados Unidos están todos jugando en Europa ahora.
Sí.
Esa es la gran diferencia, por eso han pegado el salto y ya no somos los gigantes de la CONCACAF.
Sí.
El gigante de la CONCACAF es Canadá.
Incluso interesante cómo son las cosas. Uno de los jugadores que fue nombrado para jugar en el partido
Ajá.
para Estados Unidos es un jugador que es Alan Señora, juega en Liga MX.
Juega en Liga MX.
Y consecuentemente un jugador del equipo mexicano tiene a un jugador de LA Galaxy. Así que,
Yeah. Bueno,
una mezcla de
cosas
todo.
raras de la vida, ¿no? Como lo que pasó con el Mundial, que muchos jugadores no fueron al Mundial, que deberían ir al Mundial. Nos queda un minuto, como Santiago Jiménez, me parece que fue uno
Todavía
que lleva 12 goles.
no me pregunto qué
Santiago
pasó.
Jiménez o Pepi haciendo goles por todos lados. Y también
Lainez, Diego
Gio Reina, ¿cuántos goles lleva por el Borussia Dortmund?
Está en un buen momento el joven.
Son todos los
Gio
jugadores
Reina.
que no fueron llamados o
O
que no
producieron,
jugaron están rindiendo a un gran nivel, callándole la boca a los entrenadores que no los dejaron jugar.
Pues a lo mejor fue un incentivo para poner
También,
las pilas.
también,
a poder
también
empezar.
puede ser incentivo. Pero bueno, mañana tenemos la Champions. Tenemos el partido de Estados Unidos-México.
miércoles- el
Ojalá que
miércoles.
gane el mejor. Y Austin FC este fin de
El
semana
sábado.
contra LA
En Los Ángeles.
En Los Ángeles.
California.
Así que yo espero que el equipo de Austin FC se
Predicción
recupere.
para
Mi predicción
Galaxy.
es que va a ganar, va a ser un empate. Va a ser un empate.
Yo creo que también.
Un empate.
Porque
un empate.
Galaxy no
No está muy
en lo
mal,
más fuerte
están jugando
tampoco,
muy
así
mal.
que-
Y están bien gordetes también, estaban bien gorditos la última vez, ¿te
un
acuerdas?
poquito fuera de serie, pero
No, pero ojalá que ganemos
Pues a
un
ver
triunfo
qué
y las cosas cambian y el equipo tenga rumbo. Tenga rumba y tenga rumba.
Exactamente.
¿Qué más? Gracias, Jorge.
Bueno,
y nos vemos en Fútbol en
hasta luego,
Vivo
nos vemos
a la próxima semana.
La próxima semana.